take a seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome our guest of honor, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs, Mr. Wong Kan Seng.
May I invite the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Koh Bong Hui, to deliver the opening address. Commissioner, please.
Guest of honor, Mr. Wong Kan Seng, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs, distinguished guests, fellow Home Team colleagues, officers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me to first of all extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you here today. I'm delighted to see so many of our esteemed partners and guests within our midst. Thank you for taking time off your busy schedule and honoring us with your presence this morning. Now, this work plan seminar is a key event in the police calendar as it represents a unique opportunity for our officers and key partners to deliberate on the challenges posed by an ever-changing and increasingly uncertain operating environment. The ideas generated and comments received will be invaluable in refining our plans to meet these challenges. As mentioned by the MCs, the theme for this year's seminar is Securing Our Nation's Future, a People-Centered SPF. The theme denotes firstly our focus on developing the capacity of our people in the SPF, and secondly, the emphasis on our partnership with the people of Singapore to counter the threats to our nation's safety and security. Now, as we are all aware, Singapore has been undergoing rapid developments on numerous fronts. High-profile international events, such as the various Asia-Pacific Economic Committee meetings this year and the Youth Olympics in 2010, as well as the opening of the two integrated resorts, will create many new demands on police services. These will inevitably stretch our officers even as they maintain a high level of readiness and vigilance in carrying out their duties. The key to ensuring SPF sustainability starts from within and lies in our focus on our people, the hardware of the SPF. We are constantly refining our recruitment strategies, just like we are holding this work plan seminar here in the Polytechnic, to attract a larger pool of talents to join us. In addition to ramping up recruitment, we are also devoting resources to improve the resilience and competencies of our officers who have unwaveringly demonstrated their dedication and risen above the call of duty by always going the extra mile. Now, besides focusing on the development of our officers, the other important key to handling safety and security threat lies in our engagement with the community. I mentioned at last year's seminar that it was imperative for us to continue working closely with our strategic partners. This evening, we'll be dialoguing with our community representatives on how we can jointly act to reassure fellow Singaporeans of their safety and security despite the economically challenging times we face. Now, to stimulate discussion, this year's seminar video, instead of reviewing the achievements and events of the past year, looks ahead and is set in the year 2015. While it showcases the technological advancements we expect to equip our officers with so that they can operate more effectively in the future, the video also depicts our vision of harnessing a higher level of community partnership and ownership in security. So in conclusion, apart from communicating our work plans, this seminar also provides an opportunity to explore new possibilities and creative solutions to the challenges identified. I therefore urge all of you to not just share your thoughts with others, but to take in the suggestions of others so that collectively we can generate solutions, and seize opportunities. I'm certain that the interactions today will be valuable and the discussions thought-provoking for everyone present. It is now my honor to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Wong Kan Seng, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs, to deliver the keynote address for the seminar. Thank you.
The Singapore Police Force SPF plays a pivotal role in maintaining the safety, security, and high quality of life that we enjoy today. We have preserved our social order because we have a coherent and effective criminal justice system with the police as one of its key supporting pillars. Your dedication in protecting the community has kept crime under control. Last year, crime rate was the second lowest in the past 2 decades. International surveys have consistently ranked Singapore high in its ability to deliver police services and provide security for persons and property. It is precisely because of police's critical role in keeping Singapore safe and secure that we must pay attention to the needs of officers on the ground. The police have achieved much with a pool of officers who have diligently and dutifully served the public around the clock. Our officers not only perform their core policing duties, they also face an increasingly diverse and demanding public. We recognize that resources are stretched, and the Ministry has been working with the police commanders and senior leaders to address this. I'm pleased to announce that we will be creating 220 new frontline staff officers posts at existing frontline neighbourhood police centres to help to deal with the workload of the police officers at the front line. Regardless of the amount of resources we put into policing, these resources will not reduce or lessen the continued threat of terrorism that we continue to face. Although no terrorist plot has succeeded so far, we cannot afford to let our guard down. Singapore continues to be a prize target for terrorists. The recent Mumbai incident, whereby the terrorists entered the city via the sea, is a grim reminder of how quickly terrorism can hit us without warning and how devastating the carnage can be. Singapore's maritime border is porous. I think you've read the papers today about the syndicate leader being arrested for smuggling illegal immigrants here. Last year, Police Coast Guard successfully prevented 245 suspicious craft from intruding into Singapore's territorial waters. For the first 3 months of this year, PCG conducted 15 interception operations, resulting in the arrest of 35 persons, seizure of 6 boats, and about 8,100 cartons of cigarettes worth an estimated value of $737,000. It also chased away 58 suspicious craft. Despite these efforts, intrusion attempts have continued. Maritime security must nevertheless remain one of our top priorities. If illegal immigrants and contraband cigarettes can be smuggled in, so too can terrorists and explosives. The Police Coast Guard will have to step up its vigilance in protecting our waters and coastline. Besides enhancing operational capabilities, we also need to ensure that our laws are updated and relevant to allow the police to act swiftly and decisively against any terrorist or law and order threat. Parliament has just passed the Parliament Public Order Act, which, among other matters, provides police with necessary powers to deal with any security concerns during major events. While the police and indeed the entire home team will continue to enhance our capabilities, our efforts alone would not be enough. Everyone can play a part in national security, including individual citizens, businesses, and especially the private security industry. We will be able to further leverage on the support of the private security industry when the Private Security Industry Act, PSIA, comes into force at the end of this month. The Act mandates that all security officers and private investigators, including those employed in-house, will be licensed individually. This will ensure that all personnel providing security services have the requisite skills and competencies. 2009 will be a tough year for all in the light of the economic crisis which we face today. While the overall crime figure has fallen by 3% from January to March this year, as compared to the same period last year, unlicensed money lending harassment cases for corresponding period almost doubled from 2,066 cases to 3,993 cases, in tandem with the deteriorating economic situation. To step up efforts to combat this public menace, police have recently acquired more CCTVs which will be installed at harassment-prone sites to detect loan sharks and harassers in the act. Such CCTV footage will also aid police investigations. In addition, the ministry is also considering making borrowing from loan sharks an offence. This will hold borrowers accountable if their reckless borrowing or gambling habits endanger the safety and security of their family and the community. Moreover, from the arrest made, we know that many borrowers eventually join the loan shark criminal organization as runners to carry out harassment and vandalism so as to pay off their debt. We therefore need to stem the problem decisively in the bud. Other impending key developments, such as the opening of the integrated resorts sometime between 2009 and early 2010, may also attract undesirable elements to Singapore. These elements will heighten the risk of undesirable activities such as cheating, forgery, illegal money lending, and prostitution. But despite these challenges, I'm confident that the police will continue to reinvent and reposition itself. It will reprioritize its operating resources to deal with the new threats. The 33rd Neighbourhood Police Centre, NPC, will spearhead the police effort in maintaining the safety and security of downtown Singapore, including the integrated resort. It will be operational in June and temporarily located at the Police Cantonment Complex before moving to the Marina Bay area by the end of this year. The new NPC will eventually be co-located with a new fire station when construction of both are completed in 2012. Police must continue to adapt and evolve, especially in tapping new technologies and channels to reach out to the community. An example of how police continues to better communicate with the public is the creation of the police Facebook page. Police's ongoing effort to reach out to the young and the net-savvy Singaporeans through the latest new media platforms is commendable.
Take a seat.